We're asset managers, and the function of an asset manager is to make sure that the owners of assets get the full value possible from those assets, from their investments, and that we make those assets live and work for as long as possible. We do this work mainly in the renewable energy sector, in solar farms, batteries, some wind farms, and we do it in Spain, Italy, Portugal, Ireland, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Some of our biggest challenges are around connectivity. We have to deal with different types of software in a plant that's in different locations, sometimes very remote, and we have to then bring huge amounts of that data back, sometimes on unreliable communications channels, and then we've got to clean that information. That means storing it so that in its raw and manipulated form, it's available for audit, and then people can take assurance from that information and take important business decisions arising from it. One of the things that we first had to do was figure out, in a very heterogeneous world of data sources coming through different software from different types of component, first of all, we had to create what we call our canonical database. And our biggest challenge was bringing everything back to one database where we could give it a common structure, a common naming structure, and then from that begin to work out what it all meant. So we've invested a great deal in being able to interrogate very heterogeneous systems and make it all come back into one common platform, and from there make it available to our clients. There is no amount of next generation connectivity that I'm not interested in. If you talk to me about 6G tomorrow, I'm interested in that already. I don't want to have to push my way in to people's databases, nudging others out of the way or conflicting with them about what time of day I'm trying to get my data. I want my data and I don't want to fight about it. And I want to invest in that, or I want the environment around me to become more sophisticated. And then I also know that as soon as I get my hands on that, and then I've converted it into more business value, that I'm going to have to share that quickly with people who are just as hungry for the manipulated data as I was for the raw data. I want to operate in a business environment where sharing data is not a challenge. We can put our efforts into making some business value for our clients out of it. Interoperability for us is the first conversation we have with somebody new that we meet. We want to know that they've got an API and that we can work with them or they can work with us. But we don't want barriers anymore. We understand the world it's a heterogeneous world. We don't expect that everybody has built their systems to suit us. You can build your systems whatever way you like, but make it possible to communicate, and then we can all be interoperable and we can all share, we can all make progress. Next generation connectivity in the energy sector is all about finding balance. You've got variable demand being met by variable supply. And in all of that, you've got different producers, generators, different figures all operating at the same time, trying to make sense of a market that every day has to balance. You cannot have an energy market that's out of balance. So what you want in all of the different behaviors that are happening is that if we all communicate in real time at the right level of detail, we can cope with each other. Let's make it easier to cope with each other, and we can all behave whatever way we like. Sometimes you see 5G arriving on the horizon, and in time to come 6G will arrive as well, and everybody's expecting a big win. I'll be happy if we can achieve an accumulation of small wins. The accumulation of small wins means that if I've got to visit 1,000 sites a year, that I know that the workers are safe because I know where they are, I know what they're doing when they're on site. I can work out the condition of the components in real time. I can accumulate more data about more performance of more components, and then from that work out what its predictive maintenance needs are. All of that just means a series of one little win after another that altogether make a big difference in a market that operates at very tight margins.